Welcome back to Outnumbered. For the second time in a week, Donald Trump proving his all-out dominance over his rivals in the GOP field. According to the latest CNN ORC poll, the billionaire businessman leading with 36% support from Republican registered voters. That's his broadest support yet and his widest lead since entering the race. Trump is followed by Texas Senator Ted Cruz, 20 points behind in second place at 16%. Dr. Ben Carson down a notch from last month in third place with 14. And Florida Senator Marco Rubio coming in at fourth. He's got 12%. And with all the other candidates, they're only in single digits. And also in the same poll, 52% say Trump has the best shot of any GOP candidate to win the 2016 general election. The results following a Quinnipiac University poll earlier this week, and also showing a big shift to Trump over Carson, Cruz, and Rubio. And I will ask you, Stephen Hayes, what does this mean for the race? What does this mean for the GOP? What does this mean for rationality?
I'm telling you, Trump is going down next week. He's not going to be meeting tomorrow. Look, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I do think that there is a partial explanation for this in the post-Paris days when voters are looking for clarity. And I would argue that it's often clarity not based on fact, not based on reason, not based on logic, but it's clarity nonetheless. And I would expect that after San Bernardino, we're likely to see another bump from Trump.
I totally
if that's
disagree
even
with
possible.
you. It's about the fact that he is willing to do anything. I mean, he's made it clear that he's not going to mince words, that he would jump in and do whatever it took to protect people, whatever that means. I mean, that's the impression that people out there are getting. It's not a lack of rationality. It's that they feel like he's not going to stand on, you know, whatever, ceremony, PC-ness.
Right.
He's going to get it
We're
done.
agreeing. We're agreeing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that people are embracing a lack of rationality. Well, in a sense they are. But I'm saying he's providing this clarity in some cases when he says, for instance, that we are going to bomb the bleep out of ISIS. That's what people want to hear.
That's what they
but
want.
the 9/11 celebration stuff, look, it just didn't happen. And he's sticking to it and he's fighting it. I mean, there were celebrations, but not at all the way that he explained it.
Secondary to the emotionalism that he's definitely taking advantage of right now. And I have to say, the events that have taken place, not only in San Bernardino, but in Paris, and him redirecting the narrative on immigration, they have all played into his hand.
Yeah, I mean, his campaign so far on the immigration issue and the recent situations we've seen with the refugees that were used in Paris, the administration now saying they still want to bring refugees here. I mean, that plays right into Trump's hands. And it's been very bad for Ben Carson. I mean, Ben Carson was looking pretty good in Iowa. Now Donald Trump, with what's going on, Ben Carson is really not going to pull those numbers anymore. Now, the question here is, look, Trump has been ahead for months now. He's continuing to gain strength. But the real question is, will voters get out on primary day and actually cast votes at the polls?
Will they get out? And what do Cruz and Rubio do?
Well, I think Cruz and Rubio, I think they'll probably continue to do what they're doing. But on the Trump point, you know, even though some of his solutions seem unrealistic, they put anyone who's against him in this defensive crouch of, no, we can't do that. So when Trump says, let's build a wall, all the other candidates look weak by saying, no, we can't do that. And people don't want to hear that. Also, I don't think that the news cycle, I don't think Trump is playing into the news cycle. I think the news cycle is following Trump. And we see this every time.
That's been true from the beginning.
We saw that with immigration, right? So he comes out at first with his announcement speech, and then the news cycle with the murder of Katie Steinle followed Trump. Same thing with the refugees. Trump was the first one to come out very hard on the refugees. Other candidates, a little bit mealy-mouthed. Now we see they're toughening their stance. A little too late. Thirdly, we see it with this one. I mean, Trump comes out and talks about these Muslims celebrating. Then there's this Pew study this week showing that there is sympathy for Muslim attacks in this country. So even though maybe Trump wasn't 110% accurate, people still do believe that there are Muslims in this country.
But he's also been, I mean, we should be clear, he's also been on both sides of the refugee question, and his supporters are willing to forgive him anything.
They are willing.
He was on both sides of the refugee thing.
It's a miracle. New information on that horrific shooting rampage in San Bernardino as we learn one of the suspects pledged allegiance to ISIS using a Facebook alias. What all of this means about motive. Plus, a stunning report detailing more problems for the Secret Service. The 6 major breaches we never knew about that can have put not only President Obama's life in danger, but a former president as well. Please stay right here.